Well, hello everybody and welcome to the next episode of Minecraft plugin development series. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to display advanced particle effects using mathematical functions, even if you've never used math before. I'm going to be diving quite deep into it. Please make sure to have watched the last video where I explained a crucial concept called bucket tasks and runnables. And if you are brand new to this channel, please, I do recommend you just start with the first video and then you work yourself through to this point, because everything that I'm going to be explaining has been already covered in the last videos. And please note that making Minecraft plugins requires Java knowledge. If you have no Java knowledge, check out the courses that we have in the description. They're going to be helpful to you beyond your comprehension, because they contain full Java course plus full Minecraft plugin courses. Anyways, let's go back here. So in the last video, I talked a little bit about timed tasks. And in today's video, I already have the code pre-prepared because I don't want to be spending 55 minutes explaining. And we have prepared a simple task that implements Bukkit runnable. It is made as singleton, so it has a private static final butterfly task instance, right? And then the constructor is set to private. The reason being, I do not want you to accidentally create more than a single instance of this task. And then it also contains a set of unique unique player IDs, sorry. And this is called viewing wings or butterfly animation, right? And this is used to display this animation to the players which have enabled it. So if you want to follow me, you can, otherwise the full source code is available in the description. So this is the class so far. And then it has a run mechanism, which will simply iterate for each online player. And then if the online player is inside the viewing wings set by his unique ID, we'll simply generate a butterfly wing effect around him. I'm going to be skipping these three methods for now. And I'm just going to be covering these two. So obviously you have simple maintenance methods: add player, remove player, has player, and then get the instance for getting the entire class instance. Make sure that this one is static and these are not static. Good. All right, so far so good. This should be basic, guys. If you have problems with that, please make sure to watch previous videos. I'll explain how these tasks work. Now in your main class, again, continuing on the last video, this time all we have to do is we have to store a bucket task right here. And then we have to run this as a timer. So the plugin is this one. We're going to get the instance. This is the task that we want to run. We're going to be starting this immediately after the server has booted or restarted. And then we're going to be running this with a period 1, because I want these particles here to be broadcasted very, very quickly. That means at least 20 times per second if the server is not lagging. Now, if you notice, you run this task timer, this will return a bucket task. So we can actually store it right here. And then on disable, if the task was set, so the plugin started properly, right? If you had any errors right here, this will then not be set. And the task is not already canceled, we can cancel the task, meaning it will only be run once. If you reload the server, it is not going to be run multiple times, thus lagging the hell out of your server, right? So this is a good safety feature right here. Good. So do that here. And then also we've added one more command right here with butterfly command executor. I covered command also in another video, so please make sure to watch commands videos. There's nothing special about this command. All we have to do is open up the command section in our plugin, register the command, very standard way. Again, I already covered this in another video. And then the actual class is very simple. It will throttle the consoles from running the command. It's going to get the player from the sender then, and then get the instance of the task. And if we already have a player, we'll simply delete him, and we're going to say, you're no longer viewing butterfly effect. If I go here and I type butterfly, it'll say, you're no longer viewing butterfly wings. Good. And if I type it again, obviously it means we don't have a player. We're going to add a player, and we're going to then send to the player the message that the effect has been enabled. And this will simply add the player unique ID to the viewing wings. And then right here, this is spinning at all times once the server has booted. So this will automatically pick up on the fact that there is a new player using this if condition, and then spawn him the settings. Now, when it comes to the actual animation, Okay, so far we have the command, we have the registration of the command, we have the registration of the command right here, and in the file, we have the task right here. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Yeah, there should not be anything magic. The actual magic happens when it comes to creating these circles. So first things first, we're going to get the player's location. Then we're going to be moving the center point from which these particles will be created behind the player. That's why we're going to be turning this into a vector and then pushing where the player is looking behind. And I know that some of these explanations will be lacking because there's only so much time that I have right here. I'll send you to a class where we're going to be going very deep into this, but for now just stay with me. So essentially, let me just paint it right here. Essentially, this is the player, and then this is the sort of axis in 3D, right? And we have to get the direction where the player is looking like this, and then there's minus 0.3 to push the center point behind the player, and you can see it right here. Yeah, it's not in the player, is behind the player. So that's one thing that we're doing, and then we're going to be pushing it up to the player's chest, or actually down, sorry. So we're going to be pushing the center down to the player chest, right? Instead of it being on the player's head, I think, or player's feet. And then we're going to be setting the pitch to 0. That means that nothing will happen if I move my head up and down, right? This will control the pitch. You can press F3. You can see the pitch right here is 7.5. And if I move up, it's going to go up to minus 90. If I look down, it's going to go to 90. So that's the pitch. And then the horizontal is yaw, right? So we're going to be resetting the pitch to 0, which is like that at all times. Oh, come on. All right, whatever. Okay, minus 0. It doesn't matter. So this is the pitch, so that this effect will always stay like this. It's not going to skew itself weirdly. There's also two doubles, two parameters. One is called wing size. The other is called circle amount. And if you pay close attention, you'll actually see that there is 4 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think that the small one is actually a remain of one of the other ones, if I'm not mistaken. And then there's a simple mathematical formula, which I'm not going to go into completely because that would take me about 3-4 hours just to explain how that works. But basically, we're drawing a circle 360 degrees with a step 2, and you can play around with this. You can set it to 20. You'll see that the particles are way, way, way more spaced out. And then we're basically just screwing the circle using mathematical expressions, namely cosinus and sinus are the main actors, and then we're just turning it into degrees. So essentially, we're just screwing the circle like that and like that, okay? And this will then give the illusion that this is actually a wing, right? If you unscrew these things, you're going to be ending up with a very nice smooth circle, but we're screwing them like that, right? And so this is what's going on here. And then these two other methods rotate around axis X and Y. This will simply make sure that wherever I'm looking, it is properly rotated. Okay, so again, this is the explanation that I can give you for this video. If you want to dive deeper, we actually have a class called NMS Advanced, where I actually spent 3 and 4 hours just explaining how to draw these circles, and the class looks like this one. If you have a minute, the link is below in the description. It's called NMS Advanced, the Particles and Animations, Advanced Simple Math. So we spent 2 hours right here, and then about 90 minutes right here. So about 4 hours to explain how that works. And you'll learn everything, how to draw these circles, how to draw spheres, cylinders, vectors, rotation, how to create a full minigame scene using whatever I've shown you here. And then exactly what I showed you today: butterfly effect, wings effect, spiral effect, render framework, even animations in menus and chests. Very, very cool. All right, so we have that for you guys. That's an option if you want to learn deeper, if you want to understand the math and obviously create your own screwed circles and create your own custom animation shapes. However, this is it for today. I'm happy that you're here. I hope you're going to get the source code and then experiment with it. Don't be afraid to, turn around and play with these numbers. You'll see what you can create, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you and take care.